Hi everyone, welcome back to episode 7 of A Sky Full of Stars, where Akito is currently at his residence, aka the astronomy club of his high school. And the president of the club lets Akito do this because he wants Akito to hold the club, keep it alive, and hopefully new members will come and sign up for this club. But anyways, in episode 6, Akito had some deep conversations with Miharu, and it got to the point where it was out of hand, and thankfully, Kotaro the dog asks to go out on a walk, so Akito pretty much left the whole shop to Miharu. So while Akito was walking Kotaro barked a lot at some person, and it seems like Kotaro knows who this person is, even though Akito doesn't. And when this person zipped by Akito to catch the train, Akito saw a glance of this person, and I'm pretty sure we know who this person is. Well, at least she was able to say the name of the dog correctly, Kotaro. So let's find out what happens next. So he puts away the book, or the letter, and it's like, well, nothing has happened. Ooh, by the way, hot. Okay, so, Size Odin is ready to go. So he was reheating this on his camp stove earlier, or near the end of episode 6. And the room is filled with a cloud of steam. Radish potatoes, fish cake, cabbage rolls, octopus, and more. And the ingredients glinted golden and wet with soup. Through the stream, or the steam, the pot was like an overflowing treasure chest. That's a pretty good description. But anyways, it means it's ready for Akito to eat. And he's kind of hungry from episode 6. I offered up my thanks to Saya for bringing it to me and her family for making it, and grabbed my chopsticks. This rice is so good, and the potatoes are so tender. It was a cold evening, the first touch of winter was in the air. The hot pot of Odin, the flavors seeping deep into every bite, warmed my body and soul. So I think he remembers something from the past. I'm not really sure what's going on, but it's like you've been lying to us this whole time anyways. Our planetary observation journal was in terrible shape. Just like us. And from that day on, I could no longer look at the stars. So I wonder if he's trying to recall what got him to change his mind. Maybe because of betrayal, distrust. Okay, so we're back at the Meikou Academy.
うちは高価な望遠鏡より一人一つの双眼鏡をモットーに活動しております。
So I wonder what's going on at the Meikou Academy. So this is the following day.
ですので、これはちょっと。
So the president of the Misawa Technical Institute Astronomy Club was dressed in a black uniform coat with a high collar. He spoke with a gentle, apologetic tone that didn't match his expression. As if to put an end to his reluctance, another voice interrupted.
つーか、論外っしょ。ありえない。
Okay. So I wonder what's going on. The girl with the harsh voice and shaking ponytails was Nishi High's club president. And we come to Orihime, who's upset. And I wonder who this person is, Noriko. So listening to their objections, the pair from the Meikou Academy, the club president from Ama High, and I all started to at the papers. All stare at the papers in our hands. There was a scent of danger in the air. And how did we end up here again? Well, good question. So how did it become a pretty tense argument? So we're going to rewind 30 minutes ago. Okay, so Orihime holds a meeting about So Orihime looked hopefully at each of us. She was celebrating the auspicious first meeting of the newly revised Six Stars Club. Oh, okay. So she's commencing or inaugurating the Six Stars Club. Okay, so how about everyone introduces each other? A quiet round of applause rose. Okay. So everyone likely already knew them both, and the response felt rehearsed. Well, then again, Orihime and Honoka were the ones that were inviting all these clubs to come together and build the Six Stars Club. And Orihime's urging, the girl next to her stood up. Okay, so she's from Amanonaka Astronomy Club, and her name is Noriko. She was obviously quite nervous. Amanonaka, known as Ama High, is a public school on the very southern edge of Hoshinonaka City in what used to be Amanonaka City. It was on the newly redeveloped seaward side of the town, and although it was a public school, it had a metropolitan atmosphere that all the young people in town found really attractive. Even the uniform had a sophisticated, stylish look. And speaking of, according to what Honoka had said a few days earlier, Ama High's astronomy club only had one member, just like ours, which makes her the sole member. So the president from Ama High sat down with a relieved expression, and the next person stood. Wait, did she forget her name, or she forgot what she was supposed to say next? So I represent the Earth Science Club at the Amanonaka Nishi High, and what am I supposed to say next? Oh, okay, so it's hey, your name, and so she's Narie. The club president from Amanonaka Nishi High, usually known as Nishi High, gave a casual greeting. The way she looked around at everyone, whipping her ponytails without a trace of timidity, gave everyone the feeling that she was not one to compromise. She used the name of the Earth Science Club but in lots of schools, astronomy and earth sciences are combined. Really. But I'm pretty sure earth science deals more with like geology, soil, weather, more of things like on Earth rather than out in space, which is what astronomy is. So I'm not really sure how these two interact with each other. But anyways, let's continue from here. Oh, okay, so even though it's earth science, but most of the work that they do is astronomy, so they don't really deal with much of like the nature of Earth. And also, I didn't know if that was the case of Nishihai. But just like Daiichi, it was a perfectly normal public school, but from what Honoka has said, it once had the most active group of all. Had she said it once had as many as 36 members? Inarue's intense confidence might have something to do with that history. And after her, a large muscular boy in a long black school coat stood up. I like that bold introduction, like that strong introduction. So he's Keisuke, he's from Morimisawa Technical Institute Astronomy Club, second year. So the club president from the vocational boys school, Morimisawa Technical United, or usually called Moromi, gave an enthusiastic spirit club style introduction. Moromi was on the north edge of what is now Hoshinaka City, in what used to be Hoshino City. It was so far away that I didn't know much about it. Okay? And just judging by first impressions, he didn't really seem like the astronomy type. In fact, his build seemed more suited for playing center on the basketball team. Like Takichi, I guess? Okay. And for some reason, he blushed as he spoke. Yeah, Orion looks clear and beautiful. And just as it seemed some conversation was starting off, all eyes turned to me, the only one left. So Akito has to introduce himself as well. Alright. You're last. So I think he's hesitating. As I stood up and started to introduce myself, I suddenly wanted to make it as short as possible. It's not like I was nervous or anything, it's just that something had started to bother me. Hikari again? Oh, so. Tegeta Electra Alcyone? What were they talking about? Well, I'm only the first year, but I'm the president of Hoshino Daiichi Astronomy Club, Akito Surami. Wait, so what's the special name? So Orihime is trying to whisper this to Akito. It's like wasn't that name that I gave you? Maybe Mamma Mia? I'm pretty sure that's not it. It's Maya! Okay, so she finishes Akito's introduction. It's like this young man bears the name of the eldest of the 7 sisters, Akito Surami of Maya. And clap clap clap. Wait, what's with this weird atmosphere? And more importantly, where did all these weird names come from, and why did Orihime kind of push each of the schools to have a star that represents them, or a constellation that represents them? Hey, so what exactly does that mean anyways? Oh, so the Pleiades cluster. Yeah, that's much I know. So the Pleiades cluster was a beautiful star cluster that ruled the winter sky, beloved by astronomy fans everywhere. And the Japanese name was Subaru. And I'm pretty sure the car Subaru, that logo, the stars that you see on the logo is basically a representation of the Pleiades cluster. And there you go. So if you drive a Subaru, that logo comes from the Pleiades cluster, just like what we see here. So the Pleiades cluster had a lot of other names, one of which was the Six Stars. And I guess it got that name because when you look at it for the naked eye, it seems to be made up of 6 bright stars, but I don't know for sure. And they say that people with really good eyes can discover a 7th, 8th, or even more stars within it. And long ago, when the stars at night were brighter, there was apparently someone who was able to make out more than 20 distinct stars. So I'm not really sure why they would give it that name when it's like well, you should at least see 7 stars, because then 7 sisters. Where all you can see is 6 stars, and even the Subaru logo has 6 stars in it. Okay, good to know. I had known that the stars in the Pleiades cluster all had names, but I didn't know each name nor where they had come from. But then again, only if you were super duper interested in astronomy that you would actually go and research all this information, like Orihime did. Well, anyways, the term star cluster refers to the massive group of stars all in one place. So in the Pleiades, the naked eye can make out 6 or maybe 7 stars. However, with a telescope, you can see all tons of stars all crowded together. In reality, it's a cloud of young stars gathered around a point in space about 443 light years away. That cloud is considered to be one celestial object and has been given the designation N45, more commonly called the Pleiades cluster. No, that's not what I meant. I meant, what do those 7 sisters have to do with our schools? Uh-oh. So Orihime was like, what? Okay. So it's like well, 6 Stars Club, the Pleiades cluster, like I was like 6 names or 6 stars, so it kind of makes sense. 6 to 6. Well, I didn't only think it was all that natural. I think Orihime is just way too excited about the 6 Stars Club coming to existence. Well, I mean, the numbers don't add up, for one thing. Yeah, so 6 to 7, 6 to 8, 6 to 20. And where was little Miro?
あんたの気持ちはわかる、星野大一さん。けど、それが昔からの習わしなんだってさ。
And I think Naru is like, well, come on, let's not go into details, and just make it work and such. It's like, well, Akito, you're getting too much into details. You're getting too picky. Why not just let it go as is? Because the spirit, or you're gonna ruin the spirit. But then again, this was something that the alumni might have used in the past, or maybe in the previous Six Stars Club. Well, you know, there's no way I'm gonna remember all of that. It's way too complicated. And why don't we just stop it?
心配はご無用です。この名はいわば秘密の名ですので、普段口にすることはありません。
Well, maybe it's like some secret ID, something good to know. That's how you're gonna be registered, but we don't use it casually or frequently. So all the other members besides Orihime seemed to relax at Honoka's words. And Orihime looked like she wanted to use those names all the time. Well, maybe... So we do have at least one club that's absent.
てか、あそこってまだ活動してんの?
So are they still active?
一応天文部は存在しているようです。実態は不明ですが。
Okay. So Seisen Girls School was a public all-girl high school, and their academic level was the highest in the area. It was an old school pertaining to the Second World War, and was known for its really rigid school traditions. And it's likely that the students would be comfortable mingling unofficially with people from other schools. And Orihime's announcement seemed to take the cheer out of everyone. But this might be a little difficult to get out of. If I stood up and participate, or if I stood up and said I wasn't going to participate now, I wonder what kind of look they would give me. So Akito's trying to find the right time to tell them that I'm not interested, and this is not the right time because it might make everyone upset that he's being the party spoiler. Well, I guess I'm gonna wait till the meeting's finished and then quietly let Orihime know.
はい、質問よろしいでしょうか?
Okay, so question. The president from Misawa raised his hand up.
どうぞ。
六つ星の会を復活させる目的は各校天文部の活性化にあると聞きました。
That's true. Orihime nodded gracefully.
そのための具体的な方策はあるのでしょうか?
So how are we gonna make this work? Do you have any ideas?
確かに。ただ集まって星を見るだけじゃ普通の合同観測会と変わらないわよね。
Well, that's true, but I wonder how they're gonna get people to look at stars. Orihime had a small smile to match her confident expression.
よしようか。
Okay, so what does Honoka say? Okay, so he presents everyone a sheet of paper. So a list of club members at every school and a summary of their equipment.
ご覧の通り、 我々が所有する機材はお世辞にも充実しているとは言えません。
Okay. So on close study, it looked like the most expensive piece was Meikou Academy's reflecting telescope. Well, the aperture wasn't so great, but apparently it had an equatorial mount. That's really hard to read. And apart from that, Ishihai had a digital single lens reflex camera with a wide-angle lens for night sky photography, and that looked pretty expensive. So Moro Misawa was like our school. They only had beginners equipment. And then we come to Amahai, who didn't even have a telescope. So in conclusion, the amount of equipment available is, well, it's sufficient for the number of members that they have right now, but if they're going to increase their membership, they're probably going to need more equipment so that everyone gets a chance to be able to look at the stars.
我が明光学院天文部もかつて部員数がゼロになり休部となった時期がありました。
So Meikou Academy did suffer lack of membership, and there was one year when there was 0 members and the club was closed down. I'm having a feeling that Orihime was the one that brought it back up after the club closed.
その期間に多くの機材や備品が紛失し、今も出てきていません。
But in the absence of the club, some of the equipment went missing.
嘆かわしい。
Well, then again, because there was no club in session, the equipment was useless and nobody really cared until the club was brought back up. And that's when they realized, oh, what do we have? We're missing some stuff. We're gonna have to find replacements or maybe order new parts. So I wondered if it been thrown away or put into some storage building, or maybe someone had just taken it. Well, I don't think anyone would take a part because it's not really worth anything to them. Lens, maybe a viewfinder, but I think it was just maybe it got damaged, parts were dispersed, and then they happened to be thrown out along with other things. Well, our club has a similar problem.
このままではたとえ6個集まったとしてもより高度な活動は行えないわ。
Or he was like, so even if we get together, we still have a problem in that we don't have the right equipment, we don't have something to work with, and some clubs don't even have equipment, so we can't really do astronomy if we don't have the proper equipment.
そこで私は提案します。
Okay, so I have a suggestion.
みんなで資金を出し合って天体望遠鏡を購入しようじゃありませんか。
Okay, so how about we put some money down and purchase a proper astronomical telescope? And Orihime's proposal caused a lot of commotion. And we kind of see why, because even though it sounds really, really grand, I wonder how much it's gonna cost, because telescopes don't come cheap.
その望遠鏡は新生六つ星の希望となり結束の象徴となるでしょう。
So there you go. So it sounds all nice. Wow, it's gonna show that the Six Stars Club is going. It's gonna be like the symbol of the Six Stars Club coming back to life.
いいかもしれないね。っていうか、そのくらいのメリットがないと一緒にやる意味がないよ。
And it seems like everyone is pretty much on board with Orihime. It's like, that's great. It's great that we all have a new telescope that we can showcase to everyone else.
そうかもしれませんね。
うち望遠鏡を持ってないんで、そうしていただけるととてもありがたいです。
And for Noriko of Amahai, she's obviously excited because her club doesn't even have a telescope, so acquiring one is like a big dream for Noriko. And while all the other school reps were busy reacting, I asked a question. So what's the question? So how much money are we talking about? And despite having no intention of joining, I went and asked a silly question. Well, then again, it's not really silly because that's very important. So it sounds all nice and grand and really exciting, but how much do they have to invest to buy this new telescope? And like I said before, they don't come cheap. Okay, so if you turn to the next page, it's gonna show how much each club should contribute. So today, turn the page, and they recall in horror. There you go. So go ahead and stop here. So even though it kind of feels like Akito spoiled the excitement by mentioning, okay, you have a telescope, it's really, really nice, but how much is it going to cost? And that kind of caused a domino effect because it led to, okay, look at the price, which led to a very upset look from Narie. But then again, it's not a silly question, it's something important that they should consider. Because obviously, telescopes don't come cheap. But more importantly, I wonder if Akito is trying to use this as a way to get out of the astronomy club, or the 6 stars club that Orihime is really pushing for. Because we do know that he's finding the right time to announce his decline to join the club. But anyways, looks like we are facing a big issue. Because obviously when it comes to cost, that's when things get out of hand. Because it's really, really easy to overprice things, to spend lots of money, but when it comes to conserving a budget, that's always an issue. And this is where fights, arguments, debates usually happen. So we'll see how this weathers out in the next episode. So with that in mind, I'll see you later.